And I think I have solved the technical issues I was having yesterday. So I can clearly see on OBS I'm getting 0 dropped frames, and it's running smoothly. It's all running smoothly. But is that actually the case? I'll only be able to find out on my phone. Just a second. All right, let me move a little bit, and then we'll see how it does. Okay, there is clearly still some lag, right? It's not as smooth as I would want it to be, but why is that? Is it because I'm not doing high quality stream? Yes, it's because I'm not doing a high quality stream, and now it's incredibly smooth. Okay, so we solved the issues from yesterday. I still have no idea why there were technical difficulties, like why I was getting so many drop frames. But well, sometimes that's how it goes, right? And today I want to dive into a little bit more of the details of this world. So I was having a particular problem with the movement system as well, which I've actually made a YouTube video on. That's sorted out as well. So my ship was kind of moving on its own for some reason, and it just turned out to be like a peculiar thing about the floating pawn movement component. But yeah, that's now all resolved. Um, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do today. There are quite a few things to work on. I think particularly one of the things that I want to work on is the collision system for the ship, because currently, well, this is what happens when you try to go through the land on the planet. You just kind of phase through it, and yeah, that's not good. I wanted to be able to like land nicely. And I kind of do have like a system that I made which toggles the engine on and off. So if I press I think I've kind of disabled it right now. So I've got a bit of code here, which actually I might lower the music a little bit because it's distracting. A little bit more. Okay, that's good. So what I'm doing here is essentially I've got a button which toggles the engine, which is I, of course, because I'm following Star Citizen. And it essentially it enables the gravity component. So it enables gravity on the ship, so gravity can start acting on it, and also enables the physics on the body of the ship, so it'll start falling. And there's a bunch of stuff which is to do with like the reassigning. I don't think I figured that part out. This is weird. I don't know what to do with it, and that's exactly why I haven't been able to sort out the collision for now. But honestly, can I please just put the ship closer to the planet? That would be wonderful. Can I just do whoop? That's gonna take a century. Can I press? Oh man. Just keep going. There we go. Okay, so now the ship is much closer to the planet, and if I press I, that's what happens. It just accelerates into the planet for some reason. I don't know why that's happening. What I can do is look at the ship mesh, because I did make the ship mesh in Blender. But the collision is a bit weird, so let's have a look. So this is what the ship looks like without the texture on, and if that's a complex collision, don't see that. This is the simple collision. It's currently turned off, which is why I'm guessing I'm getting that weird physics behavior. So if I do like auto convex collision and really just increase the number of precision. This is how I've been sorting out my simple collision. I know this is not the best way of doing it, but right now this is what I have. So I'll wait for a bit for it to generate the collision for me, and yeah, it's a bit messy, but whatever. don't care for that too much at the moment. I just want it to work, to be honest. And if I now press I, you can see the ship is falling, and I no longer have any control over the ship. So what I'll do is I'll place it even closer to the ground, like here, and now press I. So the gravity is pulling the ship towards the planet, and I'm just waiting for it to fall and have a massive collision to see what's happening, what goes on. Cool. That's what happens. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It was a bit weird, but you know what? It kind of works, right? It kind of works. So ship collision kind of works, and it only works when it only works when I have the engine off. Actually, I haven't tried just having a collision on and trying to now land on the planet. Okay, so it still like melds through, which is weird. I thought the ship would have collision now, so why is it still melding through? Okay, so clearly collision is enabled, and now it's going inside of the planet. Huh. So this is the kind of thing that I want to figure out. Why it's happening. Right. So one guess that I have is actually, there's one thing I want to try. I'll get very close to the planet and I'll enable gravity. Whoops, that's a little bit too close. There we go. And there we go. And now I'll enable gravity. So the ship will just fall. It'll rest on the planet. Now I want to re-enable. Okay, so the movement component is now re-enabled. And now does it have gravity? That's the question. Or collision rather? No, it does not. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but I guess that's what Google is for, right? Unreal Engine, moving object, no collision, no collision. Moving instant static meshes have no collision with static meshes. I think that's kind of what I've got. Oh man. Moving physical objects. Okay, there's an Unreal Engine doc for this. When moving physical objects, we can sound with velocity and collision response. Normally, when an object's position is set, the physics engine computes an implicit velocity. I don't know what any of that means. If you want to prevent a player from walking through walls, you can use the sweep flag to make sure the movement stops at the first blocking volume. Oh, okay, that's what the sweep parameter is for. Maybe within my movement system, I've got something which is like I need to just enable sweep for all of these guys. Not that, but only the up and down? That doesn't seem right. Where's my event graph? There it is. Add actor no, that's the rotation though. I wanted to I wanted to do it on during the movement as well, not just the rotation. Add actor local offset. Okay. We can try that, I guess. Add actor local offset. Delta location. I have a feeling this won't be a direct plugin. Yeah. But you know what? Let's try it anyway. Let's okay. And same with this thing. And I really doubt that's gonna work. Yeah. My movement no longer works. I think I just need to multiply it by the scale value. Is that correct? No, that can't be right. It's not the scale value that I need to multiply it by. Colliding objects react to implicit velocity. That's kind of what I want. Ignoring add movement input is ignoring collision. Just I tried using the add input vector. Add input vector. Add input vector. Oh, interesting. I can try this. Maybe. The scale value is still being ignored, but you know what? We'll give it a shot. Something is going wrong. Oh, that's because I need a reference to this. Cool. Nice. Even temporary code is neat. Okay, that is kind of working. Not completely, but kind of. But still no collision, which is... yeah. It just completely broke my... Actually, it's because I don't have a scale value. Is that why? It could be why. I just need to multiply by... Can I? Remove this. Thank you. And then the whirl vector. Yeah, it's getting a bit messy, but what can you do? It's mainly just debugging anyway. Okay, so that does work now. Okay, that's very cool. So instead of using the add movement input node, I've just used the actual pawn movement components functions, which is way smoother, I might add. This kind of feels right. Yeah, that feels very good. Still no collision, of course, but I think I like this more. What I'll do is I'll wait, copy all of this, undo, and essentially just create a backup of what I had previously, because I don't have a Git repo on this. I know that's very stupid. I really should. And I will make this into old move. And I'll add the new move system here. Wait, am I still gonna have the yeah, I'll still, no, I do not have it. Where's my code? There it is. I don't know what's going on here. I think it just needs to add the sure. I'm just trying to make this neat, but it's not working. Okay, it's a little bit better. Can I? Yeah, that's fine-ish. Yeah, that's fine. No, it was fine where it was before. Okay. It still doesn't solve my problem, but it gives me an alternative way of doing the same thing in a better manner, which I think is still a benefit. An overall benefit, at least. Okay, I've messed something up. It's because in my event graph, I did not update which move script. Huh? Did I just modify the old move script to be the... Okay. I'm an idiot. Undo, undo, undo. Okay. Can I now go here and boom. And I have to make this neat again. How annoying. Okay, that's fine. That looks alright. Cool. And now this works, of course. This works flawlessly. One other movement thing that I need to update is the up and down movement, because I'm still using add movement thing for my add movement input for my up and down movement. So I might create move vertical, new function, and I'll move this move horizontal. Wait, that makes no sense. In a 3D plane, it's like move XY versus move Z, but that also doesn't make any sense because Z can no longer be up. Okay, I'm thinking about it too hard, too much. We are moving. We are translating across the horizontal. I think that makes sense. Maybe. And if I go to the event graph once again, I can basically really just... I could totally simplify this way more. I could just put all of this in the move logic. But yeah, for now, or at the very least, I could make the up and down like an axis 2D, similar to the IA underscore move. Oh, I think I just do that now. I may as well, right? In the input, I can go to actions and then IA underscore up. That's fine. Actually, I'll just create a new input action based on move. Just copy it and make it IA underscore move vertical. Cool. That makes sense, kind of. Who knows? And I can just do IA underscore move vertical. And we'll split this. Will we split this? Sure, we'll split this. We won't split this for now. And I can basically get this guy. And can I add a pin here directly? No, I cannot. I thought you could have done that, but maybe not. Can I do... Nope, I cannot do that. This is vector 2D. And you can just put that directly on. And then internally within the function, we can split it apart. We'll call it vertical axis or axes, because it's a plural. It's two axes. And then we can copy the code within move, essentially, which is non-existent. Huh. Where did it go? What have I done? It's called move horizontal now, I forgot. And it's essentially the same deal, except we're moving in a different axis. Axes. Some part of me makes me think this is making it way too complicated and I could just combine it into one. But I don't know, maybe I'm not smart enough to do that. So I'll have to think about vector math, which, you know, let's leave that away for today. I don't want to deal with vector math. Split struct bin, and back in the event graph, I can get actor rotation and get up vector bins, and I can basically just recombine the split struct bin to make this simpler. Now this is the intriguing part. Is the move vertical X going to be up or is it going to be down? That is the question I want to ask. Maybe I can decide that X could be up and Y could be down. I don't know. That makes no... It hardly makes any sense. But you know what? It makes sense to us. So this is what we're doing. I'm gonna stop talking for a bit. Negate vector. I don't know if I'll need to do that. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I lost my bearings. Oh yes, of course I will, because but the scale value should already account for that, right? I think it's clearer if we negate it here instead of the scale value. So we'll keep it like this. It just makes the code more understandable. Like, yes, we can't go up just by pressing the button. We have to negate the vector to go up, to go down rather. And I'll add some comments to make it clear as well. Okay. So presumably, I have now added the logic to move up and down, but what I've not done is in the INC default, I should add new mappings for IA underscore move vertical. And I'm gonna follow what the move does essentially. WASD swizzle input access values negate. Okay. Swizzle input access values. I think that's what I follow. Space bar. Swizzle input access values. Useful to map a 1D input into the y-axis of a 2D action. Oh, brother. I don't know what the hell that means. Okay, let's have a look at order. Okay, sure. Y, X, and Z. We'll give that a shot. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then left control. That is also a swizzle input access value. What does this thing do? If I go move S modifiers index, yeah, it follows the same order. Okay. So we're gonna give that a shot, and what we'll do in the event graph is disable IA underscore up and I underscore down, just to make sure. Interesting. So they're both going down, which means that I did not need the negate vector. I don't like that though. That's the problem. Or maybe I need to change the order? Although it makes more sense to make it consistent with what's already there. Even I could make it XYZ and it would solve my problems. Let's see. I can't make it XYZ. Never mind. Reorder all axes Y first. Okay, I just deal with it, I guess, because I don't fully understand clearly what that means. We are going to make this the... Oh, I really don't like that. I kind of want to keep it how I already had it. But I also like the idea of a single function doing it all for me. Can I just do negate on input actions IA underscore move vertical? Why did it open to the right? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. I need to add another modifier to negate. No, not this. To this left control and make it negate. And negate in all axes, why not? And now if I switch these around, technically it should just work straight away. I'll make it cleaner in a bit. Yep, that goes up and that goes down. Okay, so I've solved that now. And honestly, it feels exactly the same as before. But now I'm using add like vector input instead of add movement input, which, yeah, don't know if that's any better. It feels more responsive. I'll say that. It feels so much more responsive. And like physically correct. So I'll keep this and I will make space for this stuff. And now I get to keep my beautiful negate vector so that, you know, it's clear that we're going down and not up. Although I'm not, one more thing I'm kind of, oh boy, move horizontal. The, what happened here? The y-axis goes into the right vector, and the the x-axis going to the right vector, y-axis goes to the forward vector. And I wanted to follow the same pattern. Oh man, I'm way too particular about this at times. What to do? I could negate on X. And let's see. I need to get my thoughts in order. So if I negate on the space bar, I will go down, which means I can use the x-axis as the going up button. And then I don't have to reorder all of this. And keeps the logic the same, but it's adding more confusion. You know what? I'll just add a comment here saying x-axis is spacebar. Sure, that's common, I guess. I'll make it a little bit clearer. Use floating point movement, FPM for movement. X-axis is spacebar. Cool. Sorry, y-axis is spacebar. I think that makes sense because y is going. It's like you inherently think of it as vertical, right? And when you think about 2D planes. Now, what I'm interested in, is there like a floating point movement rotator, which I've been kind of ignoring, because it's possible the rotating movement can be made better as well, and I just didn't know it. And while I'm here, I will delete these guys and have video evidence of what they look like. Hello there, how's it going? Ahead Dev. And I've just noticed that my chat is below the display capture once again. So one very cool thing is now your chat should pop up on screen now. How is it going? Judging by your name, I'm guessing you're also a dev. I know, great guess, right? Yes, I am, bro. Oh my goodness, no way! That's crazy. How are you doing anyway? I've just been working on this space game prototype, and I thought I would do like a devlog slash like thing with showcasing, like learning about Unreal Engine, because I'm very new to all of this. I do programming in my like day job. It's literally my what I do for work. But game development is like a completely different beast. Oh, you're new as well. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good to hear. So yeah, this is. I'll give you a bit of a rundown, since you're literally my first viewer of what I've got so far. So I've got this. I'm trying to switch from Unity to Unreal. Wouldn't Godot be a better switch for you if you're going from I guess it depends on what the kind of things you want to do, right? But I would have thought Godot would be a much nicer transition, because Unreal tends to be very resource intensive. But yeah, have you been working with Unity for quite a while then? More 3D stuff, so Unreal is okay, I see. That's quite understandable. So yeah, I'll give a brief rundown of what I've got so far. So I've got this planet. It's a blueprint, of course. Nearly 3 years in Unity. Wow, yeah. Ooh, very exciting. I did a bit of Unity. I did the Flappy Bird tutorial. I think that everyone does. But other than that, not really done much with it. But yeah, I've got this planet blueprint, which is like a scalable planet. So it's got a radius of 100 kilometers, but I can make it a radius of 1,000 kilometers, and now it's a much bigger planet. Yeah, great stuff. And I've got a ship, which I modeled in Blender. This is like the second ship I've ever modeled in Blender. I basically know nothing about, like, very little about Blender, and I know very little about game development straight in 3D. So yeah, this has been a fun venture. How about you? What kind of projects are you working on? Yeah, I really like how that feels now. Feels very responsive. Not much at the moment, struggling to come up with ideas. I kind of have the opposite problems, where I have too many ideas, but then later on I realize that they have like the scope is just way too large and I cannot finish them reasonably. So on this particular project, I wanted to keep it very, very straightforward. So I've got a planet with custom gravity, I've got a ship, and I want to try, like, I want to only slowly implement mechanics. So one of the mechanics that I want to implement is just like placing stuff within the ship, kind of like Star Citizen, if you're aware of that game. I'm essentially borrowing a lot of elements from Star Citizen and making it single player. Maybe co-op, but that's a future plan. But yeah, Unreal Engine is cool because prototyping is literally as easy as sorting out these nodes. Like, prototyping is so easy on Unreal. It's why I prefer the engine of choice. Even though I know coding, like, of course, it's just nice to have an engine which makes the process a lot easier. So I've got I kind of forgot what I wanted to work on next. Yes, the rotation. What I want to see. C++ API is proper confusing. I 100% agree. So I'm a C developer by trade, okay? I know plenty about C. I know plenty about Python. C++ is like an unholy amalgamation of both of them, right? It's like way older than Python, but it's like Python is so much easier to work with compared to C++. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So C++ is daunting to me as well, even as a C developer. So I completely understand, not gonna lie. Still, it's it's a new skill to learn, as with anything. And it's kind of exciting to develop new skills as part of game development. So I want to look at the floating pawn movement and see if it has any rotation. It does not. Add vector input. Consume vector input. Oh boy. Oh wait, I'm being an idiot. There's literally a component for rotating movement. I can just use that. No idea how that works. Why is the rotation rate set to 180 degrees? That's 0. Maybe I don't need to do any of this, but could be better than what I have. Who knows? Rotation in world space. Okay. So I'm gonna test around with this logic, because what I've been doing is this particular function uses my mouse input to change the angle of where the ship is pointing. So I'm moving my mouse and the ship points to where the mouse moves. Maybe I can try replacing the set actor rotation with like a rotating movement something. I don't know what it'll be right now. Get rotation rate, set rotating movement. I don't know what that okay. Maybe I should read on the documentation for this. Like, how do I even use this? Rotation? Activate. Boy. Is there a function for adding something? Just add. Okay. Okay. I mean, most likely it is just setting the rotation rate, right? Based on the mouse and on the mouse input and button input. So what I can do is unplug this for now, get the rotating movement and set rotation rate, and just try plugging these in and see what it does, right? What are you using to learn? Because I'm struggling a lot with Unreal. I've done way too many tutorials. So let me bring up YouTube just a second. I'll suggest some channels, because it's very easy to get stuck in tutorial hell where you're doing a tutorial after tutorial after tutorial. But honestly, you just need to do a few and like get set. So one of the channels I used a lot is Gorka Games. This guy explains things very nicely and he's very fast with how he explains, so it's not exactly the most detailed a lot of times, but he's got some very nice tutorial series, and I've watched this RPG tutorial series a lot. Like, uh, and he's got like these like how to make your first game in Unreal Engine, full beginner course kind of thing. And one of the first test games I made in Unreal Engine was using his channel. And it does set up a lot of the basics for you very nicely. I mean, let me see if I can find the exact video. Unreal Engine tutorial? No, was it? First game. Yeah, so I did this one, which is, I haven't done the second one. And it is a very basic game, which doesn't teach you about optimization at all, because it's like very ruthless with how many resources it uses for a trashy looking game. But it's a good starting point, I would say. So Gorka Games is a good resource. There's also, of course, the classic Unreal Sensei, the tutorial, the Clock Castle tutorial. I've done that as well. It's a nice one to do for environmental detail, and learning about those things. And yeah, that's like two of the main resources that I used. And after that, it's just, since I'm already well versed with programming, I kind of know what I want to achieve in my head, which is why it's a bit easier for me to find like things that I want to do and then go specifically into detail about those things. Whereas I can understand if people are not familiar with programming, they will kind of get stuck with some of the aspects. Like I get stuck a lot with the 3D movement aspect because, well, I'm not used to thinking about 3D planes. Like look at what's happening to the ship when I'm moving my freaking mouse. That did not work out at all. But yeah, I would say just take your time, because I've been trying to learn Unreal for a better part of like 1.5 years, and I would still consider myself a beginner. So take your time, make small projects, and just learn from them. Think of a cool game idea that you can do within a week, or even better yet, actually, just try joining a game jam. Like, I'm pretty sure there are lots of beginner-friendly game jams that are present all around. And if you just join one of them, you'll learn what to do, like, and have a clear goal in mind, because they kind of set up the theme for you. And even if you don't finish, I guess you'll end up doing something, right? Even if you don't finish. And that's kind of the main thing that with game jams, like even if you don't get to finish, you're still learning something. But yeah, TLDR is just get as much real life experience as you can. And my real life experience here is going to be figuring out why the hell the rotating movement component did not work out for me. The rotation rate. Is it because of the interpolation? It is possible. I don't know what to do here. Maybe I'll just not use rotating movement for now. Or I should practice what I preach and actually look up a guide on how to use the rotating movement component. Yeah, that sounds about right. Rotate Unreal Engine, rotating movement. And I'll put this on screen just so you can see what I'm seeing as well. Yeah, that's not super helpful. It's like a very specific rotation in local space. Right, maybe I'll... Rotating movement. Yep, that's what I want to see. There's gonna be a random YouTube voice. Nope. Okay, so I'm using the component wrong, is what I've learned. The rotating movement component is for like constant rotation, more like, and what I'm doing here is probably fine, so I don't need to change anything about it. Oh yeah, that's a good shot. If there's a bit of an inefficiency here where if I rotate right and rotate left at the same time, I will cause a kind of a problem where the ship is trying to rotate in both axes at the same time, and therefore it's too much extra processing that I don't need to do. So maybe I should only do this if rotate left is not true. I should make them mutually exclusive. But how do I do that? I do not know. Again, that's a optimization I can think about later. What I can do here is first add a comment, but try to make these future optimization. Make these rotators mutually exclusive. And also maybe add them within the same input action. Yes. What is in particular that you're finding difficult about Unreal? I'm wondering if I can better help you, but since I'm a newbie myself, I don't know. Maybe I cannot. I'll try my best though. Cool. Okay, so what do I want to do next? Collision. Collision is something I still haven't figured out. Because I will still collide with the planet. Unless I disable my engines. So, what do I do? Spawn collision handling method. Try to adjust location. Don't spawn if still colliding. Generate overlap events. Maybe I just need to enable CCD. That could work. Who knows? So I can go to my objects, ship, and look at my 3D model ship. And is there CCD in here? No. Can I use simple as complex? No, simple and complex is probably better. Simple collision physical material. Oh, okay. Right. Use CCD on the body. I don't suppose disabling that will do anything. No, of course it wouldn't. Mainly there are too many different things in the engine. Yeah, I can see that. Because with Unity, it's kind of it's straightforward, isn't it? You just create your C# scripts, and then you have like your sprites and attach them like accordingly. That's the bare minimum of what I know about Unity, by the way. But yeah, I can see what you mean with the lots of elements. I mean, you don't have to do everything. Like, I don't touch almost any of the animating side of the Unreal. I've done no animations in Unreal before. I've done no animations in general actually because I don't. I'm not very familiar with animating. And with modeling, I only touch the modeling tool for like bare minimum spheres or something. Like I guess the only real thing that you need to interact with within the engine is the coding, and the actors, because all of your game objects are based around these actors, which do different things. At least that's how I've been using it so far. So, for example, I've got this planet actor, which has a planet static mesh and an atmosphere, and it's got an atmosphere attached to it. And I've got this ship, which is another pawn actor, and it has like a ship static mesh attached to it, things like that. And within that, all of these things can do their own bits with code. That's probably the most complicated explanation ever. The differences between the blueprint classes confuse me. There should be one class that does it all. Should there though? That seems a bit... I don't know. There kind of is one class that does... that's not true though, is there? Because in order to create this ship, I had to create a pawn class, which is, or at least inherit from the pawn. So yeah, the blueprint class could just be an actor, but you have to change the class settings manually if you want to add like different functionality to the actor. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's a little bit confusing with all of these different options. But yeah, there are a lot of these like complicated things that that you don't typically think about, like collision and stuff, which my mind it's currently eluding my mind, not gonna lie. And collisions in general I've struggled with. What is the difference between player controllers and characters? It's a good question. I don't know how to answer that straightforwardly, but what I can do is have a look at the the generated code for this. I think the controller and the character. So your character could be like, technically it could be any mesh, but that is controllable. So like a pawn, for example. So for example, the ship is a pawn. It's a controllable quote-unquote character, but the controller defines what kind of inputs the character uses. Does that make sense? So for example, if the third person controller has access to this IMC default, which is a whole bunch of keybinds. So you can set different keybinds for different characters if you just create different controllers. I think that's how it works, at least. So for example, currently my third person character blueprint, this guy, is using the same controller as my ship. I always thought that it's the same thing. Oh, in Unreal Engine 5.7, they've kind of been split apart, I think. Or at least 5.6 onwards. So there's now a very specific third-person player controller, which handles all of the control inputs for you. And then the character doesn't actually inherit any of the code. I think so. If I go to this third person character, all it does now is create its own movement code, but there is no mention of the controller. And now what happens is that you define your controller, and which, like, within the game mode, like, it's a bit complicated to get my head around. But yeah, I think they've been separated now. That's a pretty recent addition. I remember back in like UE 5.3 onwards, it didn't used to be like this. But yeah, technically, if I had this character within my world, it would inherit the same controls as the ship, which is probably not ideal at the moment. So the idea is you can create different controls for different objects, and it makes this easy. The process is easier now. But that's something to do in the future. Right now, how do I sort out the collision? Is there CCD on this? Maybe I need to do CCD on the planet and then also on the ship. No, I'm still phasing through the planet. Oh, this is so... Okay, instead of guessing, do you think streaming development is good or bad? This is the second time I've streamed development, so I'm probably not the best person to be asking about it. But yeah, I guess it kind of gives you like a kind of a devlog to look back at and see what you did and how you've progressed. So maybe it's good. I haven't really thought about it, and maybe it gives you the more, you know, sometimes. For me personally, the motivation to work on game development is really tough because my day job is work programming. So this is like literally feels like a second job again. Because I'm doing even more programming. But with the streaming aspect added in, I guess it's a bit more of a motivation to do the coding as well. I don't know. That's how I think about it, at least. And maybe if you get someone who's like very knowledgeable at what you're doing, they can help you out like literally live. Which is a good thing to think about. Now, you know, I'll do something different. I'll ask Perplexity about this. Unreal Engine. Floating pawn is not colliding with objects. I might start. I think you should. It's especially as a you could start a video of you doing a tutorial, or like a stream of you doing a tutorial from Unreal, and then you'll get the motivation to actually go through that, because you know you're streaming. Of course, you've got to finish it. Oh, there's like a bit of a positive loop there. The floating pawn movement is not colliding because floating pawn only considers the root component's collision and many setup patterns. Okay, so this is baked into the Unreal Engine. Make sure root component is a static mesh. Oh. If you have a separate mesh for shape, set the collision shape as the root. No, wait, I can't do that though. Okay, all of my movements are broken, but does collision work? That's the question. No way. It works. Okay, that's so dumb. Okay, so now this, because I changed the root of this actor, all of my controls are like broken. Like I'm pressing W right now and it's going left. So how do I fix this? I do not know for now. Actually, can I just undo does this scene have collision? Probably not. That's pretty annoying. So the floating pawn movement only considers the root component's collision. That okay, so I need to now fix my movement system. Problem is, I cannot rotate this ship. I can rotate the spring arm though. It is already rotated. Pressing D makes me go forward and pressing A makes me go backward. That is so hilarious. Okay, most likely I just need to change like in my move script, which is move horizontal, I just need to change the axes, I think. So now the x-axis will go here and y-axis will go here. Let's give that a shot. Yeah, okay, so I've got it working now. My A and D are flipped though, so why is that? Why are my A and D flipped? Because I need to negate this. The y-axis is negated. That is why. So I just need to do negate vector. And let me make this a little bit cleaner. But yeah, I would 100% recommend streaming. It's so easy to do, like, especially these days. And it's a good motivation boost. Oh man, I can't drag this without making it not straight. That's so annoying. Wait, what happened here? What did I do wrong? I negated this vector and I still... Oh my goodness, I think I know what's going wrong. My forward vector is being interpreted as the ship's Right wing. At least I think it is. Yeah, that is a bit annoying. Can I just change the PP underscore ship rotation? Right. So based on the actor's rotation, it is doing weird things. Which I should not be surprised. That's what Apple programmed it to do. I may have to use controller pitch and yaw in that case. Well, at least my collision works. That's something. Okay. One thing I will do is undo some of the things that I just did here. Okay. So a little bit more, please. Undoing. Wait, where did my stuff go? Where are my components? View. Window. Components. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so that works fine now. But the collision's now broken again. Cool. So I will very quickly create a Git repository. Actually, do I even have Git? Please don't open there. Damn it. Git. I do have Git. Okay. I'll just create like a local Git repository and make the initial commit, initial project commit. Accept settings. You need to initialize the project as... Okay, doing that now. Cool. This is gonna take a while, so I'm just taking a small break. Oh, thank you for the follow ahead, Dev. Really appreciate it. And now accept settings. Cool. Sorry, I'm gonna be quiet for a bit. 1 second. I'm writing a message. I gotta go. See you next stream though, when you're next streaming. I'll see you next time. I'll most probably be streaming tomorrow, but based on the time zones, it might be a little bit early or late for you. If you're in the US, I'm in the UK, so we'll probably be about like 6 to 8 hours apart. But I'll try to stream around the same time, which would be evening for me in the UK. And hopefully, I think like early afternoon for you, most likely. So yeah. Oh, I'm in the UK as well. Oh, that's awesome. I will try not to ask where you're from on the Twitch stream so that not everyone knows, but you can join my very, very empty Discord if you want to talk more. I do have a Discord channel, but it's pretty barren, not gonna lie. Feel free to have a chat. And we can talk more about game dev if you want in Unreal Engine. I like talking to like-minded people. But yeah, I'll see you around. It is like 10:30, isn't it? Oh, I should probably get off as well. But I kind of have this thing in me. I can only get off of the game development if I solve my problems. So yeah, once I solve the collision problems and the control problems, I'll finally stop streaming. See ya. Have a good night. Great. I've done my message. Okay. So, off the top of my head, my first thought is to kind of cheat this. But I have a feeling I cannot cheat this. I just have to do this the proper way. So, now that I have a Git repo set up, I can do whatever changes that I want. Discord link ain't working. I'm so sorry. I thought I set it to like an indefinite invite, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I didn't. Copy. I'll put a different link in the chat. Just give me a second. That one should work. And yeah, you can also add me on Discord. I don't mind. So add me as a friend, and we can talk more. Cool. So it worked, thanks. See ya. See ya. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Nice. I'm going through Discord once again. No. Can I go this? I might record this for Ollie again. Okay. Yeah, my movement is broken. I kind of forgot. Oh boy, how do I solve this? Can I actually, not that, use controller, pitch, yaw, and roll. man, I don't know. Move horizontal. What I really don't like is now I have to adjust all of my movement based on not the actor rotation but the control rotation, right? Get control rotation. Right. And now if I take the ship and reset its rotation, it's still broken. No, it's not broken actually. It's still doing the same stupid thing. Which is good. Question mark? It's still not moving the way I want it to. Okay, let's try it anyway. So now what I want to do is revert. I want to change around. Whoops, not that. I want to change around these inputs. Okay, forward and back works. Left and right is inverted. So now my question is actually, wait, x-axis is forward and back. If I disable that, what exactly just gets disabled? Left and right. Right. Oh no. Checking Discord again. Sorry for being quiet. Someone. Oh my goodness, you're so kind for that amazing link. Let me reward you with a ban. Okay, my forward and back are working, but my left and right are inverted. That's what I wanted to solve. So I need to negate this, I believe. No. Okay, so now the right vector is forward? I'm so damn confused. How did that happen? You know what? I won't question it. It works, and it works great. So I'll just negate this. And oh, by magic, as if by magic, everything works. Except for this movement. We won't talk about this right now. I'm just looking at just God, I'm so sorry. Shameless self promo. I'm deep. Fuck. Very cool. Okay, I'm done with. I'm done with Discord for now. At least I think. Cool. So I've got the ship movement figured out, except for the actual rotation. So my WAS. Oh no, it's not working. It still doesn't consider this axis. Oh, that's so frustrating. I solved my collision issue, but completely broke everything else. That's not fun. Why is this not working? Okay, I might just need to do like a git reset to give me a better starting point. Hello. apparently there have been no changes, which is a complete and utter lie. I'll just undo all of this. And okay, now I've got a better starting point to work with, where my ship movement is finally functional. And I just don't have a collision, which is unfortunate, but well, that's what we gotta deal with for now. Make that straight. So how do I make collision work while also having actually like working movement logic, is what I'm trying to figure out. Oh boy. I thought the control rotation would solve it for me, but it clearly does not. Do I need to use controller pitch, yaw, and roll? Oh no, I think I know what's going wrong. Okay. Maybe. So I might try reverting these changes. Okay, now I should be pretty much back to where I was, except for the inverted left and rights, of course. And with the aim function, what I can do is add control rotation, add control pitch, roll, and yaw input. Maybe I can split this. Add controller roll and add controller yaw. And then I can add like a sequence node here, which will cycle all of these for me in a neat manner. This, and then this. I think at least that's how it should work. That looks pretty neat. And it stopped working altogether. My mouse movement doesn't work. Amazing. So what did I do wrong is the question. Oh, it's because it's add controller input and not set? Controller... Set use controller pitch. I thought I did this already though. Never mind. My mouse logic is now also broken. Oh, amazing. Maybe it's a sequence node that's to blame. Maybe all I need to do is make it like sequential. No, that did not work. Okay. New plan. We revert all of that. And at least our mouse input is working, sort of. I think. Wait, this is working, right? No, I mean, yes? Oh, I'm so confused. So we need to take this forward vector, negate this. To fix our left and right movement. and it remains fixed, I think. Regardless of our rotation, it remains fixed. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is fix the right and left rotation logic. See if there have been more messages. No, there have not been. Cool. So rotate right does a sweep. Can I please disable this for now? Oh, wait a second. It's adding a local rotation. In the X plane. Maybe I just need to make that Y. Yeah, that works. And then just negative Y. Well, why is it saying -0? That's why I hate floats. Like, what even is -0? That makes no sense. It's a bit weird still, but my rotation is fixed. And it always rotates in the same actually. Am I just like, is this like Megacope right now? What if I move the ship like here? What happens? No, not within the planet. Like a different axis of the planet, like here somewhere. Okay, it still works. That's good. I think that's pretty good. Yay! It works, kind of. The one thing that still doesn't work is the mouse input. However, this is adding active location. Maybe I just need to change the pitch and make it roll. Yes, but also the negation is no longer necessary. Okay, I think that works. Cool. Am I back to my starting point now? Is this working? I think I might be back to my starting point. And this is the neat part. My collisions work. Yes, that's so cool. I mean, they're a bit inaccurate, but dude, that I was trying to solve that for so long. It feels just as good as before. And of course the collisions actually work, which is what I wanted. Nice. Boom. It just stops. I'm guessing that's because the ship doesn't have like a physics material. All right, cool. My collisions kind of work, and the ship movement is still exactly the same. At least I think it is. It's so hard to tell, honestly. Um, it feels the same, which is probably a good thing, right? Okay, so all I had to do, just for reference, was to change the ship's main body as the root component so that the floating pond movement can calculate the collision logic for it. Great. And now everything works supposedly flawlessly. I do not know if there are any bugs. Yeah? That feels slower than usual. Am I just imagining it? I might be just imagining it. It's possible I'm just imagining it. Okay. What if I said reset the rotation of the ship? Does it still work? It still works. Okay, I'm happy. It looks about the same. Okay. I think I'm getting pretty close to the end of the stream now. This is mostly what I wanted to accomplish today. I wanted to sort out the collision logic as well as the controls of the ship. And both of them have now been resolved, which is pretty damn fantastic. Almost 1.5 hours into the stream, or 1 hour 45 minutes into the stream. And yeah, oh boy, more messages. Okay, I mean, that's super weird how that works. You know what? I might do a very quick physical material to see if I can add like bounciness to this. Wait, I already have a PM underscore bounce? Since when? Material? Physics material override. Is this just gonna magically work? No way, right? No, of course, no way. Maybe it'll work if I disable... I thought I disabled the engine. I did disable the engine. But I can still move it? What? That doesn't look right. That honestly seems less bouncy than before. Root component cannot be attached to other components in the actor aborting. Okay. Oh yes, because in this stupid event graph I've got this logic to reattach the component. And when this is already the root component, I do not need to do that. I think I need to disable when engines are off. I cannot rotate the ship. That makes sense to me. So I might disable this based on the if whether the engines are on or not. Wait, isn't it supposed to be disabled though? Because I'm pretty sure I disable input. Set active. Wait. If engine on is not true, activate the blueprint component, set simulate physics, and also disable input. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I I, I don't know what's happening. It looks very cool though. It looks very cool. Can you stop rotating, please? Please. Thank you. Okay, that is extremely cool. That's so cool how that works. Okay, and if I press I again... Hello? I don't have a re-enable input. I got it. I see. Set input? No, there's no set input. It's just either disable or enable. Okay then. Oh man, I didn't want to do if conditions, but I may as well. So this will... If engine is on, we will enable input, else we will disable input. Simple as that. Yep, that worked. And re-enabling it does not work. It's because set simulate physics is enabled. Oh, and gravity's... Wait, no, that can't be right. Set simulate physics should be equal to the engine value. Which, should be off. My ship is falling. And pressing it. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. The XOR condition should already cover for this. So why did it not? Maybe what I should do is do a print string. Engine on. Oh wait, if engine is on, enable input. Yes. Else disable input. Engine off. And I will see which one gets triggered. Engine off. What? I'm so stupid. The inputs are locked. If I disable input, of course my keybind is not gonna freaking work either. Oh goodness, that is so dumb. Do I really have to put an if condition behind every single one of them? There's no way. All of my movement logic is tied to this engine being on or not. Oh, I do not like that. There's an if condition that gets put every single time. I can't just disable inputs. Yeah, sure. Why not? But do I really want to set a branch like every single time? The embedded programmer in me is saying, this is so inefficient. Why are you doing this? But I can't see another way of doing this. Ideally, I would like to have like a single if statement do it for me, but I cannot. So what now? Oh, I need to think about this. For now, I suppose. I can add like a branch condition here, and I can say if engine on, do this. In pretty much every single movement script. I'm gonna have to make some space. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I can't bear to look at this. Please straighten this up. Thank freaking God. Can you please also make this straight? Thank you. Okay. And also this, please. Okay. I'm done. So if the engine is on, we will move horizontal, we will move vertical, and we will do the aim bits. I also need to add one here. If the engine is on, we will add local rotation. Oh, this feels so inefficient. I just want to disable... Can I not disable specific inputs? Disable... Maybe not. Okay, this is the best way I can think of doing it, so I may as well. I guess at the end of the day, a single if statement is not going to kill everyone, right? Okay, that of course works perfectly now. So I press I. Interesting. So as soon as I press I, it just accelerates. I don't know why it does that. Huh? Is it because it's like carrying its acceleration? I might just do set acceleration or something. Is there an acceleration node somewhere? Maybe accel velocity? Set angular velocity. I kind of want to keep the velocity though. It's just the acceleration that I want to change. Set physics linear velocity. No, that's get. Set physics. Do I just set it as 0? But then it's just gonna fall. Right? No, actually, that did work. Let's see. Okay, so now I'm accelerating really fast, and I'm going speeding, and now I'll disable the engine. It keeps its forward momentum and then just falls. I think that fixed it. Okay, that's good. Oh. Right, we're going very fast, and then toggle engine. I know we're going up right now, but let gravity do its thing. Oh, it's decelerating because it's a flying pawn movement component. I kind of need to disable the flying pawn movement component as well at the same time. So instead of doing that, disable, deactivate, or the floating pawn movement rather. I think this is better. There's only one way to find out. I just have to go very fast and then press I. And gravity? Question mark? Hello, gravity? What's happening to gravity? Is gravity just not strong enough to pull me down? Okay, I think we are falling now. I think that's kind of realistic though, right? That might be kind of realistic. It's going very fast. Maybe I need to increase like the frictional, like the air friction. Okay, this is not very realistic. It would have stopped like centuries ago. That's also not very realistic. It just stopped all of a sudden. It's because I did not re-enable the component. Or more likely, I just need to get the set active component and make it follow the new active. Okay, we're falling. We're falling. We're falling. We're gonna crash. We're gonna crash and burn. Yeah, that is super weird. And then I pressed it again. So now I should have my movements enabled, but I do not. Why is that? Oh, is it because it's inverting it? It's because it's setting the boolean. That's why. So what I don't want to do is inherit from the boolean. What I want to do is like get engine on directly. Yeah, that works. That's so funny. Is it ever going to stop? Oh my goodness. Is it ever going to stop? Is this because of the stupid bouncy material that I gave it? It's possible. Can I just clear that? Let's see what happens now. Yep, yeah, okay. Okay. Something is happening. It's just rolling on the ground. Forever? Yeah, it's just rolling on the ground forever. Oh, wait. Are we stopping? Are we stopping? We're not stopping. Okay, so the physics are a bit weird, but it kind of works, right? Like, let me see. I'm like completely stationary now, and it's gonna fall. And it settles properly. So at a smaller scale, the physics are fine. It's just large scale, like very high speed physics are just not working out correctly. We carry our acceleration, which is fine. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that is looking so far. One more question that I have is, do I really need CCD? It says CCD is off. How about the planet? CCD is also off once again. I don't know what CCD does. I know it's continuous collision detection, but like, what does that even mean? I think there's not enough air resistance. This thing needs way more air resistance. Yeah, it's just floating. Okay. Because it's a floating pond. Um, is there something to do with air somewhere? No, there is not. Um, Maybe I need to increase the dampen values. Drag force added to reduce linear movement. Make it like 100 times higher. Oh my goodness, that is already so much better. Wow. That did not work out very well. There's some weird thing going on with colliding. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, look at that. Look at how much more force it like slows it down by. That gravity is so weird. Oh no, it's the... I see what's happening. So the damping is also applying to the downward force, not just the forward force. Damn. What do I do about that? Apply impulse on damage. Yeah, that is not ideal. So the damping is affecting the custom gravity. I don't know what to do with these values to make that better. For now, I can just make it like... Maybe I just need to increase the gravity strength. Oh dear, did I misstream? Yes, you did misstream. I've muted stream code from my channel, so... Look at how much... I made a dome. Look at this. Everything is working. Everything is working. It's so good. The stream works. It's like it's smooth. My ship flies. I can rotate. I can go up. I can go down. Don't worry, it's fine. And collisions work, so I'm not phasing through the planet anymore. Look at that. It just stops me. I know it looks weird, but... And also physics work. So now if I just... I've now toggled my engines off. It's gonna fly for a bit, and then slowly but surely it will like start falling. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling. And crash. The gravity is a bit weird, but you know what? I can just re-enable my engines and fly away again. Whee! That's so cool. Okay. I'm very happy with how that looks now. And how that functions. Of course, I can always tweak things later. But this is what I have so far. And I'm pretty damn happy with it. So, the thing I want to work on next. I do not know. What should I work on? That is the question. Maybe the linear damping needs to be a little bit higher. Honestly, I'm impressed. Oh, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Oh, what I need to do is change the gravity strength. Maybe I need to make the gravity strength like 10 times higher to counteract the linear damping. Yeah, that feels right. Maybe that's a bit too strong, but that feels too strong. That feels too strong. Maybe not 10 times higher, but like 5 times higher. Maybe a little bit strong. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that feels better. It's just, it's a little bit too floaty still. But I think that's way better. Yeah, that feels more natural. But yeah, hope you're doing good. I know it's pretty late night. Um, but if you wanna hop on call, feel free. Oh, you're playing Borderlands. At least that's what Discord says you're doing. You're tired? Don't worry, it's fine. I'm pretty tired as well. I've been streaming for 2 hours now. Which reminds me, my music is about to run out. Oh, it did run out. I'm getting in bed. Cool. That's okay. I will see you tomorrow then, because I think I'll be streaming tomorrow as well. D&D tomorrow, I need to be awake. Oh, I forgot. There is D&D tomorrow, you're right. Cool. How dare you forget? I am sorry, okay? I got a bit too excited about my game. Okay. And now it's no longer disabled, so... Wait. Your game looks so good. Thank you so much. It's only going to look better. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, like this is literally just the beginning. The planet, it looks so potato because it's like the same texture over and over again for infinity. But eventually I'm gonna have water, I'm gonna have terrain, I'll have trees, grass, all sorts of stuff. I'll have space stations. My ship will not look like a flat plane. It's gonna be great. Only a few things left and it'll be better than Star Citizen. It's already better than Star Citizen in a lot of ways. Because, you know, the game actually works and doesn't crash on you. And it plays at a solid frame rate. And it's also going to be single player, which means it's all inherently better. But yeah, I'm going to ride into the sunset. Sorry I wasn't here for the... Don't worry, Tom, it's all good. I got a fellow Unreal Engine dev joining for the stream. It was nice to talk to them. And I got another Discord member as a result. Very cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be ending the stream there as well. I kind of accomplished whatever I literally said at the start of the stream. I want to fix the I want to fix collisions. I want to fix ship controls and physics, and I did everything. I'm going to try to get some sleep. That'll be that much. Yeah, it's almost 12 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Did you get the call, by the way? I'm guessing you did not. Oh, that's unfortunate. Monday 10:50. Wait, you've got an exact time? Ooh. Nice. That's good. That's very good. Oh, I don't know what to do now. Do I just exit? Do I keep working on this? Because there are still things that I want to work on. Um ooh, I don't know. Simply put, I do not know. See ya later. Bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow for D&D. Yeah. Have a good night. Oh boy. Right. I Yeah, feeling pretty tired as well. I think I might leave it there. So yeah, lots of cool progress, and I'm way happier about how my systems are looking now, because the collision works, and it all works. It's physicalized collisions as well, as CIG likes to call things, and the ship looks so cool. Like, I know it's super low poly, but man, it looks so cool. Yeah. Then in the next stream, I will try to sort out a few things. I want to try to sort out a gravity gun kind of thing. So I want to try to replicate what Star Citizen does with their tools, like the I forgot what they were even called, the tractor beam. So I want to get like a handheld tractor beam that you can use to load things into the ship, because, well, this ship actually has I also implemented this mechanic, which makes the ramp open. So cool. But yes, I want to try to implement that logic within the game to have a gun which will pick up an object which you can put inside the ship. And as part of that, I want to also do a ship grid system, so you can have a grid lock, like just like Star Citizen. You can pick up an object, put it inside of a ship, and it should lock to the grid. At least that's the idea. So that's about it from me. Thank you everyone for watching. I had Tom watching, I had a head dev watching. It was super nice. Maybe Ollie will be watching too. Maybe you're hearing this right now, Ollie, in the VOD. But yeah, I'll do another stream tomorrow. See you around. Bye bye.